welcome back to quantumplanet.world. And today I'm super excited to have a new guest to our show who is going to talk to us about Ophiuchus, which is the code to exiting the matrix. Welcome to our show. I'm Bella Alvaran and I'm here with Isaac Rodriguez, right?
Yeah.
How are you, Isaac?
I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Good. So Isaac is right now in Miami, in his boat where he lives. But Isaac is a professor of sidereal astrology, an astrophotographer, and an astrotheologist as well. So welcome to the show, and tell us a little bit more about yourself, Isaac.
Yeah, I have like a theme of my life. It's called chasing the zodiac, trying to understand the power of astrology and
Right.
how
And
so
you've
many.
got more than 15 years experience with all of this.
Oh yeah. It started out as doing astronomy, stargazing, astrophotography. Of course, knowing about mysticism, but not really doing astrology. So, yeah.
And how do you see this wave of the amount of people that are slowly jumping, turning from Western to sidereal, tropical to sidereal?
Yeah, I see it. I see it happening more than I did when I started. Um, and I hope that we're on the wave of um, awakening, because what I have found so far is that the ones who are in charge and make the decisions of our planet are actually following Sidereal
Right.
astrology religiously.
Exactly. I realized the same thing, that the billionaires follow sidereal astrology, and then the people that have been following Western or tropical astrology. So it tells you something, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Religions and rituals, temple building, temple maintenance is all done using the true sky.
Right. And so why are we saying Ophiuchus is the code to exit the matrix?
Um, I'll walk you through what I'm going to claim, but Ophiuchus, I refer to that as beyond the zodiac. So it's not part of the zodiac, but it's actually what I call the throne of divinity.
The
And
throne.
and as we have the conversation, I'll show you how all of the ancient religions that have star stories point to the galactic center, which is where Ophiuchus is, as where the divine ones or the teachers come from. All of
Right.
the, even
Mhm.
down to Jesus Christ, Christos, come
Right.
from Roma, galactic center.
Beautiful. In the show, we've been talking for quite a while now about how our ascension comes from the integration of the two lines of the serpent, the male serpent, the female serpent, is how we get to the point of the Christ consciousness and enlightenment. And to me, Ophiuchus is the point where all of this happens. And so it's really funny because for David and myself, we both have the suns in Western astrology that were in Scorpio. And now
Oh,
we're fully into Virgo, the two of
wow.
us, working with the goddess, mother goddess energy, with the plants and everything. So how about we start the conversation there? You have some slides to share with us. How
Yeah.
about we start talking about Virgo? What is your view when it comes to Virgo, the constellation?
Well, Virgo, I just recently, we just with my girlfriend, we completed a 1 month tour through northern France because
Wow.
we followed the trail of Virgo, and it's
Wow.
the mother of the archetype that resides in the 13 zodiac sign area, galactic center. The weaving mother, primordial mother, the virgin mother, parthenogenesis, birthing without a partner, conception with the gods to have a divine child of God. All these
Right.
stories. So, um, what started out as astronomy is observing. Are you sharing? Okay. What started out as Oh, okay.
Mhm.
You're finding Virgo. What started out as astronomy, when as astronomers and astrophotographers, we would love what we call Virgo season, which is actually in the spring. That's when Virgo
Mhm.
rises at night, not when the sun is in Virgo, but at night, at the evening,
And
Virgo
in
comes up.
the right.
Because there's so many galaxies in Virgo. And it literally, if you look at it, if you zoom in, if you want, you start to see that the galaxies will pop out, and it looks like literally like a web, like a
Right.
spider's web when spider gives birth. There's a lot of little specks all over the spider web, and I put that connection together because Virgo, when you research deep the Virgin Mary, Virgo, and you see all the goddesses of pretty much every culture has the primordial mother. There's always a weaver, so a spider. So even in Egypt,
Spider. Mother spider.
mother
Yes.
spider, yeah.
Mm.
And I said, wow, that's a crazy connection. Yeah.
So, are you seeing my screen? This is the sky tonight or today, and we have the sun in Virgo. We had that amazing conjunction here with Spica just a few days ago, and Atlas was part of all of that conjunction, which to me is
Oh,
magical. It's like the cosmic activation, the cosmic insemination, or something that happened in the sky for all of us to see and to reset with what astrology, the true sky, the true constellations actually look like. So to me, it was
hmm.
magical that it happened. Just
Oh, that's
very,
amazing. Oh, I didn't realize that the Atlas was there. I'm sort of observing, taking a back seat on the Atlas because I'm kind of like don't know what's going on. I'd be the first one
to me,
to.
it's super exciting because it
Yeah.
came from the Galactic Center from here. Some
Oh.
people say it came as far up as Aquila. To me, it came from somewhere here, really close to the Serpents
Mhm.
constellation, and then
Mhm.
it came through Scorpio. It
Whoa.
already went past Libra and now it's still in Virgo. So all of those things are happening here in this constellation at the moment
Wow.
with Venus there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just so magical. It's
Wow.
perfect.
So yeah, let me show you what I found in so what
Please.
we wind up landing in is that so all this information on Virgo, the Virgin Mother, the connection with all the goddesses, and but then someone said you should look into this. I said what? I heard that the Virgo constellation is mirrored on the ground in France in the form of the Notre Dame cathedrals. And naturally, I thought, Notre Dame, the one in Paris that burned. And no, 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 no. There's multiple Notre Dame cathedrals
In
laid out
France
in France. Yeah.
or around the world.
Yeah. Well, we just understood it as France. There are some popped up, but the ones in France, and I'll share with you what I have because I was blown away. I couldn't believe that this existed. So,
So what do we have here? Our Lady, Star of the Sea, ancient
yeah.
title for Mary. Wow.
Tell me how my voice sounds now. I put it up on
That's
this screen.
better. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me. This is a presentation that we gave, but let me start you off with this image here.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I've also been following the grid
Oh, the
for
rose line.
Venus. Yeah.
Uh-uh.
The one for Washington, D.C. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God, it's all to do with Venus. And now
Yeah.
that they are knocking down the east wing of the White House, that's going to
Mhm.
affect the grid as well. So we want to be
Oh.
paying attention what's happening there as well.
Oh, you got to tell me about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Even yeah, the plot because I went to Washington D.C. because of that. I read that book, Secret Architecture of Our Nation's Capital, and
Right. I
I
agree.
went. I want to see this for myself, and I'll tell you what I saw there after I show you this.
Okay,
But
let's go into this because there is
yeah,
so much, but we'll
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about that
exactly.
part too, because it's all to do with Venus and the
Yeah,
goddess as well. So,
yeah, it's yeah, the divine feminine and its many different evolutionary forms. So
right,
here's the constellation of Virgo, and the green dots are the stars. Okay, and the red line is the ecliptic. That's where
right.
Spica is. Spica.
Speaker. Mhm.
Then when you overlay that those constellation over France, you'll see the red dots are actually the star of the cathedrals. So Chartres, Reims, Amiens, they're
Wow.
all behind Rouen right there.
Do you have any in Champagne? The city of
Uh,
Champagne was there one?
oh, Champagne. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's Reims.
Ah, okay. I'll tell you why. Because in the book that I read recently called About the Nation of the Goddess, and where I found out about all of the grid of Washington, Champagne was one of the main places where the Templars built those places to hold the
Oh,
grid and the energy of the goddess.
oh yeah, I think that's Reims because I saw that at Elaine, Champagne a lot around Reims, and it was a very secret energy inside the temple. But we started out so let me just get back on track. So we saw this and we're like, this is crazy, and then um even the Shield of Paris, designed by Napoleon, because we know Napoleon had a big experience with Egypt.
Uh-huh.
And if you know astrotheology, you start to look at this and that's like, holy cow, right? So I'm going to
Right.
show you a few things. So first of all, you have a star here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the star, the brightest star in the sky, called Sirius.
Mm-hmm.
Through studying, you realize Sirius is Isis in Egypt. Then through studying, you realize that Isis is Mary.
Yeah.
So that image, or Isis with Horus on the left,
Right.
Mary with Jesus on her lap, same image, the Virgin Mothers.
Right.
So then, if you want to go a little bit, you come over here and you hear the three kings follow the brightest star to the east to find the birth of our son.
Which
Well,
is six.
astrotheology, you take away the camels and the kings, and you look, the three royal stars of Orion, Orion's belt. Trace that straight down, you'll find a guiding star because it's the brightest star. Sirius
Yeah. Right.
is Mary. On the winter
It's
solstice, you trace that down on the winter solstice and through Christmas, the star, our sun, Son, it dies and it rebirths itself at that location.
so
So
around the 25th of December, that's where the sun is.
yeah, that's where the sun is born.
Beautiful.
That's why we say
Beautiful.
follow the brightest star, you'll find the birth of our sun. Then
Mm-hmm.
come across this, the Shield of Paris. Three royal honeybees, three stars.
Mm-hmm.
The brightest star, Sirius, Isis. On the
Beautiful.
throne of the ship, the bow of the ship, it's
Uh-huh.
actually the hieroglyph of Isis, a god
Oh, wow.
throne. Yeah. Then you look at the Laurel Reef, it's the shape of a U, which we know is Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus.
And then Ophiuchus has a line through it.
Yeah.
Here's the staff of Ophiuchus, because Ophiuchus connects to Asclepius of Greece, right?
Yes.
Asclepius connects to Imhotep of Egypt. So these
That
are the
connection was amazing. You were telling us about
yeah,
it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, all gods of medicine, gods of resurrection, the teachers of immortality. All these stories align.
Resurrection, healing.
Healing, of course. Here you have the Caduceus, which is
Thank
the
you.
the rod of the rod of Asclepius.
Right. And the two serpents intertwining, getting to the
Exactly.
pineal gland, which is
Exactly.
what I was saying. The two serpents connect and then you
Yeah.
ignite the pineal gland.
Yeah.
And
So
like,
if you know astrotheology, sidereal astrology, you look at this with a whole different view. So this is Paris. So
and
we're
so the
like,
boat will represent the celestial boat, do you
exactly,
think?
the
Or the
celestial star.
consciousness?
Um, that's up for debate. But I think it's the celestial boat. It's the
What
journey.
about the bird on the top? Today we're recording on the eagle
The
glyph
eagle.
of the day, and
Mm.
you are a galactic eagle. So I thought it was amazing that not only are you a galactic eagle, but also your sun is in Ophiuchus. So
Yeah, yeah,
you can be the embodiment for
yeah,
this conversation
yeah,
about Ophiuchus. It's amazing, super
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, well, these are the four directions. The eagle is the scorpion. It's the what do you have? The eagle, the lion, uh,
Bull,
and the bull.
yeah,
These are the 4 points. So the
yeah,
eagle is a Scorpio, which we know as, I mean, look at where it's standing, a crown on a crown, like Scorpio Ophiuchus crown. I mean, it just, you can just stay forever. I mean,
It's so much symbology. And so this is the that was for Paris, right? That is
yeah,
the shield for Paris.
yeah, and you can see this is the hieroglyph of Isis, the throne, right? So of course, you know, everyone knows the Notre Dame of Paris. Notre Dame means Our Lady, right? Our
Mhm.
guiding, our Lady. Then you look down here, you see words like Our Lady, the guiding star, Our Lady, Sea of the Star, which is
Yeah.
exactly what we have here. The sea, the sea of consciousness. Like,
Mhm.
so, um,
And then you see how in every religion that suppress the feminine so much, but
yeah,
it's just to keep us disconnected because in the background, the
yeah,
rituals have always been towards the goddess.
yeah, exactly right. This is what I'm saying. So you have like, I mean, here it is, and this is for a presentation that I give. So I talk about
That one's really hard
the
to read.
galaxy.
It's quite small. Can
Yeah,
you?
yeah. What this is conversation asking ChatGPT how
Ah,
many
okay.
galaxies are in Virgo, and it's like too many to count.
Yeah.
All this stuff. So then I go to this point. Well, here's the constellation, and here's the map of the cathedrals with the constellation above them, and it's just like no one talks about this. Not even the churches don't acknowledge it. But of course, we have the eyes to see, the sidereal eyes, right? So we
Mhm.
stopped off. The first stop that we made was the Strasbourg Cathedral. We took
Wow.
Germany, giving a presentation for a movie I was in, and it's called Code 12. It's on Amazon, which we'll probably share a link or talk about
Oh,
it.
wow.
But and Strasbourg had an astronomical clock. So of course we were like, let's go. So here's the major astronomical clock, which has so many codes inside
That's
of it.
amazing.
But
Looks ancient as well.
yeah, it's built. Oh, get this. It was built after. So this is from like 1200, 1300 BC, right? Or I think it's, wait, is it the, no, AD, the 1200. But it was what was built before this on the opposite side of this clock was called literally the clock of the three kings.
The clock of the what?
The three kings.
The three kings. Oh,
Orion, like, yeah.
the
But
three stars. Yeah.
that here's a little plaque that's literally, if you're walking down the side street, right before you turn to see the cathedral, no one really looks at us, but of course, my eyes wanted to know everything.
That's
I
true.
take my Google Translate and I snap a picture. This is literally Path of the Stars.
Wow.
And it talks about how the priests would gather here before the departure to something called St. James de Compostela. So
Mhm.
there was a journey. Spanish, right?
I do.
Latin,
Yeah.
right?
Santiago de
Campo,
Compostela is a very famous pilgrimage.
yeah.
Yes.
But if you look at the name Campo Stella, literally means the star camp. Campo, the campus,
Mhm.
the
Like
camp.
compass and stellar is a
Mhm.
two word. Yes.
Yeah, star camp or stellar compass. So yeah, they would come here, and this is the path of the stars. They would start here, right where
Mm.
we started, without knowing. So
Right.
of course, so then the symbology of like major Ophiuchus, which if you don't know, Gnosis, Galactic Center, this is just a scene with Jesus Christ and Mary.
Yeah.
But we know what we're looking at. This circle here is the pleroma, where Christos and Sophia come from, divine masculine, divine feminine. Mary,
Mm.
Christos.
The
And
Christus.
Christos here is wearing red. So he's of earth. Earth is red. Blue, Mary is wearing. She's in the heavens.
Right.
Heaven color. Earth, red is the earth. One of the people part of our astrology group found an image, because this is my image to the left. He found this image online.
Right.
Here's the seven stars. There's a lot of references to seven stars when you start to study the ancient star lore. Some say it's the Big Dipper.
Looks
Some say
like
it's the
it.
Pleiades.
And maybe they're pointing at Polaris here in
Yeah,
between the angels.
yeah. But here's the sun and the moon, and either the Big Dipper or it could be the Pleiades. We don't know.
Because of the angle that I see you drew there, I
Mhm.
think is the angle of the 23.5. of our tilt, and it looks like it's pointing to Polaris at the head of the Big Dipper. That's what it looks like.
There's a
as
finger.
our north, which is not our true north.
Yeah. There's a finger there. I mean, but what I noticed was there's 12 disciples on either side of a cross. Above the cross is a big circle, so it's like a portal opening. Literally, like if you study Gnosis and you study Pleroma, Christos Sophia, and then when Christos descends and Sophia follows, I mean, this looks to me like the story, like a portal opens up. Christos blesses her; he's already got of his earthly colors.
Yeah,
comes down, and then you have 12 on each side and a cross. And
right.
Mayan cosmology, which you said you studied as well, the crossing is called the name they gave to the Galactic Center is called the crossing, Shibaba.
Xibalba in when it comes to Mayan mythology and cosmology is the underworld, but the center of the galaxy is Hunab-Ku. The center of the great central sun is Hunab-Ku, but Xibalba would be the underworld.
The crossing of the world. Yeah, the crossing of underworld, living world, which is what this represents, the Galactic Center. So already we're like, oh my God, we're looking at these like symbolisms of astrology, the 12 disciples, 12 zodiac signs, the divine sign.
And the gold in the background with the dome. It's so symbolic as well.
Yeah.
Love that picture. Very good.
They even have this astrolabe that actually has an extra gear for precession. So someone says, oh yeah, we have a gear there for precession. We know they know the Sidereal Zodiac. Because that's what creates the Sidereal Zodiac, is the knowledge of precession.
Exactly.
So yeah, there's all this, like here's the what is that called? The tropics, the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. This is journey. So I mean, it just goes on. Here you have Christ on this like crazy, electromagnetic chariot of fire. Solar clocks. Here's Champagne. This is what you were talking about.
It is. So in the book, the reference is that Champagne was one of the last hubs where there were lots of Templars who were creating all of this architecture for the goddess. And then from there, and Rochelle, they went to La Rochelle, then they went to Scotland. And when they started to be persecuted, they came to the Americas to create the new world. The new Jerusalem is what they called it. And that's when they create the grid for Washington as well.
Ooh. That's where, because when I walked in here, we walked in and we felt the energy that this was a place, we felt it. So what our practice was, let's not read about it. Let's go in, feel it. Then we go out, we'll have lunch, and then we'll kind of read all about it and figure it out. And we felt secrecy, or initiations.
Initiation,
yes. You have to have your intuition. And I forgot.
The occult.
The occult. And I forgot what star this was related to. I forgot what star this was, but you see symbolism of the M, like this is the M of Mary, but it also has, she's standing on a globe of stars. It looks like serpents on her head. So then we started reading about it, and we can see this was where the kings would go to be initiated,
right?
Test their intuition. So it already it showed up, and we studied a little bit. We noticed there was a lot of glass, lead glass windows.
Yeah.
We found out that the roofs were made of lead. So these were containment fields to hold in energy. So everyone enters in prayer, has energy, doesn't go out because it's held by the lead.
And do you remind me of this documentary I watched a couple of weeks ago, where they were saying that about just over 100 years ago, they removed all of the big bells from the big cathedrals from around the world. So imagine with this architecture and sound, the healing effect of walking into some of those cathedrals. For sure, they are harvesting the energy of the grid, but imagine what was happening when the sound every morning was attuning the whole area, the whole town. People wouldn't be as ill, or there wouldn't be as much violence, and there would be many things that were on the grid to balance and harmonize, a harmonic resonance.
That was their original intention, and I still believe it's happening now. But I think to the masses, it's just like a tourism, you know, whatever. But you can feel it's happening. You can feel the magnificent energy, and the fact that they're hiding that it's aligned to Virgo, or even if they don't admit the alignment, there's no connection with Virgo, Mother Mary. Even though Virgo, they clearly label it as Virgo Fidelis, the loyal virgin.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, and you see this circle here?
Yeah.
You see there's a demon on one side and Mary, or a feminine goddess
The
on the
other
other.
side.
So this circle is actually those huge steeples that look like antennas. This connects to that. So the energy goes out in a controlled, pinpointed. So if it's
like
aligned
a black
to a star,
hole.
if it's aligned to a star and the energy is coming to and from a star, I mean,
Right.
And you read
Amazing.
about the building of Washington, D.C. They built some of the monuments when Virgo is rising, specific times. The corners.
Oh, I'm telling you, look, you've got to, I'm going to show you the video, the book I read. It touches on all of those things, the alignments, the angles, the Venus, at what dates it actually, when you use the different obelisks around Washington and New York, how they're aligned to the solstice, or the day that they signed the Constitution. I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, the precision.
Exactly. Yeah. This is what, like, you know, I'm looking at this, like, so certain rituals would happen when Virgo is overhead. Maybe that star is overhead, and then the energy would shoot out, or maybe receive from the star. This is all within possibilities. So
So one of the conversations as well, now that we're inviting many people, well, the people that we know are doing sidereal astrology. We had Athen, we had Dr. Danny, you're our third guest, coming to talk about sidereal. And so I think this is a good opportunity for all of us to think about, well, this is the evolution of astrology, and now we can all talk about it and define the archetypes, rediscover what was already there, reconnect to the stars. And part of that, I think, is the idea of bringing, to me, the asteroid Ceres, or even the planet Venus, are so much more closer to the archetype of Virgo than, for example, Mercury.
Yeah, Ceres, exactly. The asteroid Lilith, I've been looking at that a lot.
The asteroid Lilith, although I like Lilith for Ophiuchus as a male, as a female side of the serpent. So I've been contemplating the idea of the asteroid Lilith on that side.
Oh, interesting. That's a nice view. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, it's an open conversation, and I think even for the audience, like, what do you think? You know, we're redefining archetypes so that the astrology works for all of us, not just for a few.
Yeah. Here's some images from the famous Chartres, where they have
that's so beautiful. Yeah, I have been there. Yes.
Yeah, and look, there's so you know how they say Christians are like, astrology is evil. It's not in the Bible. I mean, literally on the wall you have a stained glass window has the astrology symbols in it.
Not only that, when you go through the Bible, you can read astrology through the Bible. We'll do one show about that one day, because I've got quite a bit on that too.
I have information there. I mean, right across from that zodiac glass, you have a zodiac clock. So, I mean, you see the signs, right?
That's so cool.
Virgo's here. You see Taurus, right?
And when I went, I wasn't so much into astrology. So to me, it was just like anybody else. It just went over my head because I wasn't paying attention to those things.
Oh, yeah. Look, you can see like Pisces. You have Taurus. You have Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn. This is the clock, right?
Amazing.
Right in the cathedral. Right in front of, when you enter, and it's called the portal, you have the zodiac signs. You have Pisces, left, right? You
Yeah, I
have
can see the animals. Yes.
yeah, you have
The
Cancer.
Scorpio was like a lobster as well, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, exactly. Scorpio is like a weird, but yeah, you see Capricorn to the left here, Aquarius
Right.
here, Pisces,
Pisces,
Aries,
Aries,
Taurus, Gemini twins,
Gemini,
Cancer,
Cancer,
Leo,
Leo,
Virgo,
Virgo.
Libra. You see the scales.
All
Scorpio
right.
like a weird, like a lizard with six legs.
Achilles.
Really strange.
Oh,
Sagittarius here. And this is the portal. You go in the middle. So how
beautiful.
can you say we don't study astrology, right?
And when you have a look at those pictures from above, you
Mhm.
can also see the sacred geometry. The aerial pictures are amazing because you
Oh
get to
yeah.
see the crosses and where the energy is harnessed and what happens on top of the domes. Normally, it's like an antenna that goes up,
Oh
connecting
yeah.
heaven to earth.
Yeah, look at these big steeples, huge.
Right,
And
right,
we
amazing.
were able to get a room right where my mouse is, right here. We were
Beautiful.
able to get a Airbnb, so we had the view from our room of the solar clock. This is Amiens. It's one of the furthest away. But if you look
Right.
here, the zodiac symbols are right in front. You enter it again, another cathedral, zodiac symbols. Here's Cancer,
Mhm.
the crab, Leo, Virgo, the
All
scales,
of them.
Libra, Scorpio. Just like,
It's so much. It's just once you see it, you can unsee it, basically.
yeah. And just as for like intuition, I had something told me get up and snap this picture of the Virgin, of Virgo. And look at on her crown, I have this interesting glow.
I was gonna ask you, yeah, I can
Yeah.
see it, like a green,
Yeah.
bright blue.
Something said get up and take pictures. So I started taking pictures and then like that
And
was it.
she's pointing at something she's holding in her hand. Is it
Yeah.
like the earth?
Well, she's pointing at baby
At the
G,
baby.
but you
But
notice,
they have something in the hand, like
yeah.
a
Well,
circle, a sphere.
what's interesting is there is connection they say to baby Jesus and Krishna, right?
Mm.
Krishna is eating a butter out of a jar, and here's Jesus eating something. Yes,
Uh,
jar.
yeah, as you can see it in so many different cultures, even when you look at the Mesoamerican cultures and South American, you see the same archetypes, the same virgin
Mhm,
kind of figures, mother figures with the baby, and
mhm.
it's everywhere around the planet.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we were so divided with different ideas and cultures and everything, and we couldn't see it. It was the same in many places. And look
yeah.
at the five-pointed star.
This,
Yeah.
yeah, this is. I don't know if we're ready. If we want to see that, but this is a pentagram that's upside down.
It depends on where you look at it. You
Yeah,
look at it from.
we don't know. Yeah, but we
We
see.
don't know, and we don't. I think everything has. It comes down to intention.
Yeah,
Anything you have is down to intention. They could have been using it for bad things, but if you think about a pentagram, it's also the goddess. It's also
yeah.
Venus. It's also the
Mm-hmm,
golden ratio. So it can be
mm-hmm.
used for both. It's about the intention of who's in control of the grid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we were like, we don't know what that means. But
Well,
here's
and
something.
you know that Notre Dame burned a few years ago and they rebuilt it
The
within
one
the
in,
last 5 years. So there might be a lot behind that too.
yeah, this the energy there was definitely really strange, actually.
Really, do yeah.
It was kind of not there.
Hmm.
But here's something interesting. I don't know if we'll get to this or maybe at another one, but there's a interesting angle of 23.5, and it relates to the
The tilt.
serpent bearer or the sun, the great, the 13th one, that's
Hmm.
able to stop the serpents of chaos, which is Ophiuchus is the serpent bearer. He's
Right.
holding, controlling the serpents.
Hmm.
An image of baby Christ stopping a serpent, cut the head off, holding a staff at an angle. Here's something in Egypt that I found of a pharaoh in the underworld, the Amduat, which is also the name that they give to the Shibaba, right? The
Right.
uh, he's stopping a serpent of chaos, holding a rod of 23.5.
And
Here's
the head with the eye is still within the angle. The eye
yeah,
is within the angle. like the top of the pyramids have the eye as well.
Yes. You caught that. Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Archangel Michael slaying the dragon. He has that rod.
Michael, he
Yep.
also has that.
Right. Yep.
Wow.
And that's the Ophiuchus symbol. This is literally the story of Ophiuchus in the Bible, which is
Mm-hmm.
saying it's basically, if you can read this, spend your time, but it's basically saying her seed offspring, interpreted as Jesus, which we know as Ophiuchus, born of the Virgin, shall bruise the head, right? Bruise the head. That's Ophiuchus stands on the head of Scorpio. But then the serpent wounds the Redeemer, Christ suffering, he stings the leg. And that's the
Right.
story of Ophiuchus. He gets stung by the scorpion.
Right.
That's that symbol right here.
Right.
Stopping or cutting off the head of the serpent. So the story plays out over and over and over. So yeah, yeah.
So, what is your interpretation of the serpent? Ophiuchus as us, as human beings, learning to probably transcend the lower nodes of the serpent and Scorpio energies. Is that how you read? And you being also an Ophiuchus sun, how have you experienced that?
It's the one that well here's again. It's the one that has it has the teachings and the knowledge of uh immortal or eternal life. Um
Right.
but the story, so you know his story, his original story. And again,
I want to hear from you because
we
I
always
think you'll
forget
give it another twist. Go on.
we always forget the original story because it's the first story we hear, then we forget about it. Um
Mm-hmm.
he when you look at the zodiac has a story. So Ophiuchus' story is that in Scorpio we know that we die, right? It's death, right? And you go to the underworld and you get reincarnated, and they leave out Ophiuchus at that point. So you go in the underworld, you get reincarnated in Sagittarius, and you have the arrow that points to the light, and you shoot out, and then you start your journey in Capricorn to climb the mountain, right? That's kind of how it goes, right?
Right.
And Ophiuchus, since he was the god of medicine and healing and resurrection, he understood, he trained people how to bypass and get out of the wheel, the zodiac wheel, which
Yeah.
I triggered my mind, go, the wheel, samsara, the karmic wheel. Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
zodiac is a journey through karma.
Yes.
Oh, so he stops you from going through this,
Looping back.
yeah, the loop, the
Looping. Yes.
samsara loop. Yes. So the gods, the story goes, the gods, what happened? He was doing his job so well. He
Mm-hmm.
was throwing off the balance in the earth plane that consisted of samsara karmic cycles.
Right.
God said, "Hey, Ophiuchus, you're throwing off the balance in the underworld. No one's coming down anymore.
They're running out of business, and
Yeah, we're out of business, you know. But you're doing a great job because you're a god." So, and this ties into the human becomes God.
right.
They say you can't do this anymore. Um, and in order to stop you, we have to kill you, but we are going to honor you as a god. We're going to put you in the sky as a constellation to remember who you are. So they made him a god, but they had to kill him because Ophiuchus is known as the only human man, the only living being that is in the zodiac. All
Right.
the other zodiac symbol signs are these archetype figures, but he was the only known man. So then you start to take that story of a living man that becomes a god. Who else has that story? Well, I studied
Right.
Egypt. Another
Mm.
archetype of Ophiuchus, Asclepius, Imhotep.
Right.
Story is born of a regular family, uh, through his practice, religious commitment to the Ma'at, the cosmic law and order,
Yeah.
becomes the architect of Egypt. He's the
Um,
architect of the step pyramid, which was the first pyramid of Egypt, and onward. So he's known as the architect of the cosmos.
Wow. And I told you in our previous call, I had a very deep meditation experience seeing him in my vision as the architect while I was there being reconnected or something.
I'm gonna give you another rabbit hole to go on, and maybe we can share some more on that. But
Yes, absolutely.
um Ophiuchus in Egypt, 2,000 years after his death, Imhotep, sorry, he gets deified as a god. So Ophiuchus is known in Egypt, and no one really looks into this. They kind of bypass him, like it's pretty depressing. But
Yeah.
the real story is 2,000 years after his birth, he's deified as a god, and his father, the deified father to him, is Ptah. Ptah is the
Mm.
lord of the cosmos, and the mother, Sekhmet, the lioness god.
Segment.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You know
Which
what?
is who I think gave us a lot of our DNA lineage.
Yeah.
We're very much into galactic astrology through Stellar Nations, the work of two ladies in Hungary.
Mhm.
And the story is this whole story of the galaxy using most of the constellations, most of the 88 constellations and the fixed stars. And the
Mm.
story is also about how we are redeeming all of these lower nodes of the serpent so that we can transcend that energy
Oh,
and elevate it through the portals of the Christ consciousness, which are
mhm.
now in the constellation of Virgo as well.
Mm.
At around 42 degrees, we have, when we look at the Crew constellation, there are 4 stars, 2 at around 42 degrees of Virgo and 2 at around 48. So those pillars, which is where we're getting to in the next few days, is the activation of all of that Christ consciousness. So the fact that we're doing this video
Yeah,
now, putting it
yeah,
out there in the grid, tells me that now we're going to get more people to
yeah,
understand and maybe tune into this
yeah,
information, which is so key at this point.
yeah, yeah. Wow, you just kind of rocked my head a little bit.
I'll tell you what, and
Yeah.
on the 28, 29 is when
Uh-huh.
Atlas is the close in perihelion.
Oh, wow. Is that why you have that Harvard professor of it,
Yes.
RV, something saying take your vacation before the 29th?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
So yes, I think we need to do what we needed to do now and
Yeah.
put the information out there, because I feel the 28, 29 of October is going to be the point of maximum
Wow.
activation, as Atlas is in perihelion with the sun in the constellation of Virgo, and Venus is also in Virgo. So I think that this is a big point now. This
Oh,
is what we're doing this video, Isaac.
you just woke me up. Holy cow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow.
Super cool.
So let me turn your people on to a few books that they should probably pick up. Here's
Yeah.
this amazing Astrotheology, Sidereal Mythology by Michael Sarion,
Mhm.
Tsarion. Talks about how the ancient mystery schools used the fucus. They're like, yeah.
Mhm.
And here's the little connection with Ophiuchus, Asclepius, Imhotep, the high priest
Image.
of Egypt.
Mhm.
Talks about that. Robert Bauval, he was the one
Yep.
involved. Okay, he wrote
Identifying Orion with the
the
pyramids.
pyramids. Yes, yes. Not many people know he wrote this book, Imhotep, the African architect.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, it's like not enough is credit is given to Imhotep. Even right here, the Temple of the Stars at Saqqara, which is the
Uh-huh.
first pyramids, that pyramid. There's a museum called the Imhotep Museum, right? Okay, so
Wow.
just put yourself in this place. Imhotep, we know who he is, right? I'm making this connection. It's no, he built the first pyramid of Egypt, that pyramid. If you go into his museum, what do you expect to find? A huge statue of him, right? Like,
Ideally.
right? I mean, hey, so we go in there. I'm looking around. We see all this other shit, a mummified crocodile and stuff. I'm like, where's Imhotep? Where's Imhotep? And the guy goes, right there. So I go to the glass little enclosure, and there's a statue of him about that big.
Oh, go ahead.
My Facebook group at the time I was in Egypt, you see me looking at the statue like really mad, like, what the hell is this? This is the greatest person ever lived in Egypt. The only human human to become deified as a god of ancient Egypt, which is
Wow.
the same story as Christos, Christ, right?
Mm.
Born in a manger to these regular parents, Joseph, Mary, whatever, right? And then later on, he's deified as the god. He's like, we worship him to this day. Same story.
Right. Yeah. We've just changed the books,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's the same.
I want to throw you a little curveball since it seems like you know a lot of what's going on.
Go
Maybe
on.
I'll try to show the image. So, um, you read that book, Secret Architecture of the Nation's Capital, right? Is that the one that you read, which talks about?
The I'm gonna grab it. It's just here. Hold on.
Okay, yeah.
It's this one.
Oh, wait, who wrote that? Who's the author?
Is
Is it
by Alan Butler and Janet Walter. It's
oh,
called America, Nation of the Goddess, the Venus Families, and the Founding of the United States. It's
oh yeah,
amazing. And look, this is the what I wanted to show you, the grid.
yeah, the grid, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's what's his name? Walter I forget his name, but he's a guy. He's on like a Gaia and Discovery.
The foreword is by Scott F. Walter. Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's the one.
Scott Walter, right, right, and his wife. Okay, I didn't read that book, but there's another one, Secret Architecture of Our Nation's Capital. So there was an astronomer that is, they say they give him the credit. There was an astronomer that worked with the Sir Francis something. Is it wow, I forget the name of the guy who was credited as the architect. But he had a
Francis Bacon? No.
what is Francis Bacon was no was it I forget his name, but the architect, the astronomer architect, I know his name very well because I'm trying to research it. His name was Benjamin Banneker. He was the master astronomer, archaeoastronomer that assisted with the building and the designing
Mm-hmm.
sure that Washington D.C. aligned archaeoastronomy with archaeoastronomy. He was a Freemason, right? Back in those days. But guess what? He was black.
He's black.
He was black. He was born of a slave family. So we know a little bit about the history of America. They are not going to give that type of post to a black man that was born from a slave.
No.
He said,
He had to be some kind of royalty.
and he became a Freemason. And I
Mhm.
said, I know pretty much there had to be something really special with this guy to be promoted to that, hold that post to
Mhm.
design the nation's capital.
Yes.
It could, the only way that's possible if the Freemasons studied ancient Egyptian temple building.
You're on to something because this book, I think we should do a whole show about that because there is so much and it's so interesting. And I was telling you that they just demolished the east wing of the White House,
Yeah.
meaning that the grid is changing. So what are
Mhm.
they going to do instead?
Mhm.
But part of what this book also covers is how they've always tried to recreate or rebuild Solomon's temple as
Oh,
for
Solomon's Temple,
worshiping the
yeah.
goddess as well. So there's been a lot of talk about rebuilding
Yeah.
Solomon's temple. So where is it really happening? Is it happening in Israel or is it happening here in the US? So
Oh, wow.
many little ties there.
But my belief is that Benjamin Banneker, the designer, archaeoastronomy designer of nation's capital, is a reincarnation of Imhotep.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. You gave me something to a little breadcrumb to follow.
Yeah,
To
I was
follow.
like, what? Because in the obelisk, in the they call it the national monument, but it's an
Yeah.
obelisk.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Washington D.C. after I read that book because I was like, this is too. I have to see this for myself. So I drove there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a piezoelectric stone, so it's I think it's like granite and quartz. And when you go
Yep.
up to it, you see it is like this, like vibration. Then you look in the window above the door of the elevator of all things is the winged disc of Horus, the sun disc with the wings.
The
It's
sun disc.
and
You're
I'm like,
gonna love this book. It goes deep into the obelisks
yeah,
and the little churches. And you're from New York originally, aren't
yeah.
you?
Oh
There
yeah,
are
I've been to,
three
yeah,
obelisks that also are the belt of Orion in New York.
yeah,
And one of the
Cleopatra's
obelisks
Needle.
is an original one that they
Yep,
brought from Egypt.
yep, that's the Cleopatra's Needle. It's in Central Park.
Exactly. There
Yep.
you go.
And did you read about how much effort they put into bringing that over? And it had to be erected at a certain time.
Yeah.
Between that, I think it's that one, London, and I forget the other one was,
Vatican. The Vatican
oh,
has the
that,
other main one
yeah.
at St. Peter's Cathedral. Yep.
It's like,
There is so much.
and
And
the,
so I think what we want people to get with this is yes, there is a lot to
yeah,
comprehend at this point, because I believe that what is about to happen is that many of those sites, including
mhm,
the ancient sites like Teotihuacan, like the Giza pyramids,
mhm,
the ones in China and many others around the planet, are about to get lit up because the grid is changing. And I think
mhm.
it's part of what all of those alignments. Oh my God, I was going to show you this picture as well. I have another one to show you. So I feel that all of that is now, since the veil has come down. So we had
Yeah.
the convergence of timelines on the 14, 15 of October. I don't know if you
Mhm,
caught that video, but many different timelines converged on the 14, 15 of October, including the Gregorian calendar, the ancient Mayan, the Galactic Mayan calendar, and many deltas converged on that point. And
mhm,
now I feel that the veil has dissolved and we will start to see all of those things, the
yeah.
grids, the
Mhm,
13th sign, the connection to all of different civilizations,
mhm.
how our DNA will get activated, the 13 strands of DNA, the
Yep.
13th strand will get activated. So I think
Oh,
we're just about to start the amazing rediscovery of things and
oh,
activation of who we truly are, which is amazing beings.
yeah. Let's bring it on because I think you asked me the question when we went off, but what does it mean, Ophiuchus? Like, what is my experience in harnessing and knowing the energy of the true meaning of this 13 sign Ophiuchus? It's amazing to know it, but society and because I studied the gnosis and I got into understanding the archons and these parasitic entities, and then you realize that our food has parasites, and then you
Yep.
dabble in a little bit of these parasites that they don't show controlling humans, but they show them controlling bugs. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, if they control bugs like that, how can they not control humans like that? So that's like,
It's a lot of what we've been doing since we started our work. David is amazing when it comes to clearing all of those parasitic entities, the energetic ones. The
mhm,
plants have helped us and taught us so much about it.
mm,
So many of the plants help us do these, and we have protocols to remove quite a few of those entities, quite a few different ones. So that's been our focus for the last 3 years. And now that there's been so much clearing of the astrals, we've gone into the next part. Once we came to the convergence, now it's time to put the veil down and start
yeah,
seeing and
yeah,
reactivating, rebuilding, because we
mhm,
need a grid that will keep us healthy. And it is, the foundations are there. When we reactivate the pyramids and when we reactivate all of this amazing architecture, we have free energy if we want to.
yeah,
So
yeah.
much.
Let's get it because
Yeah.
there is the force that resists that, which is the mainstream, is really strong. I mean, they're
Yeah.
just things that they're removing things. I mean,
But think about it. The battle, it hasn't only been a spiritual war. It's been a war for our consciousness.
yeah,
And so with people being so distracted or following, let's say, the 12 system calendar, which keeps you
yeah,
in the 12, or
yeah,
following the 12 sign astrology, keeps them in
mhm,
the wheel until you exit with the 13, the consciousness doesn't come online. And this is what
exactly.
this conversation is
Yeah,
about. It's about Ophiuchus being the exit point.
exactly.
Beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful.
this is
And
it.
let's
Yeah.
talk about, do you have anything on Quetzalcoatl, on Kukulkan?
Oh well, yeah. So if you start to look, you start to go to the Mesoamerica.
Right.
I don't know if you ever saw this image, but this blew my mind because I spent a lot of time in Egypt, and the Ankh symbol and the wasp scepter is power, holding the
Yes.
power, being eternal. Everybody knows the Ankh is eternal life, eternal,
Mm-hmm.
immortal, eternal. And then here you have Viracocha, the and
Viracocha in pre-Incas. Yep. Mm-hmm.
what? And he's a sun god, right? Because he has the rays of the sun around his head, and he's holding two power staffs,
Yeah.
and you overlay them on each other, and it's like, there you
So
go.
if you let me share for a second, we'll
Yeah,
come back to your presentation. Let me show you
yeah,
what I had here for you. I thought you'd like it too.
yeah. Okay.
What do you think about that one?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
It's in every culture, in so many cultures. It's
Yeah, yeah.
always been there with the
What
two
is this one?
serpents. So
This.
whether we go to the Mayans, to the Incas,
Mhm,
to the Aztec, to
mhm.
Egypt, so many different cultures had this representation.
Yeah, that's it. The immortal sun god, the
The
immortal
immortal
sun.
sun god.
Wow. So it's like, um,
I'll send you that picture. It just came
yeah.
to my feed the other day, and I thought, oh, we're going to talk about this.
Oh man, yeah, yeah.
And when you look at the information from the Mayan and the Aztec, you also see the goddess with lots of serpents. It's usually seven serpents.
Oh no way.
So if you go to India, then there are seven serpents with the
Yeah, yeah.
goddess energy as well. But
Mhm.
obviously, many religions demonize the aspect of the serpent, but the serpent is the key to reconnecting with our vital force, with our life force energy, and to the center of the galaxy. That's why I think that it's not only pay attention to Ophiuchus, it's the serpent energy that
Yeah.
reconnects us back to the center of the galaxy and allows us to exit.
So you think the reason why they show seven is that the seven chakras, like control those seven chakras of your.
I think it is connected with
Yeah,
unblocking each one of the seven chakras because it's
yeah,
what the programs and the entities and everything
yeah.
comes. So when they keep you,
Wow.
let's say, in the program of survival and chasing money and all of
Yeah,
that, that survival mode is blocking with fear your first chakra. And then
that's
your
program.
creativity is blocked with all of these worries and concerns, and you have to work to do this and that and follow
Yes.
this. They block your creativity, second chakra. Your solar
Mhm,
plexus, people struggle with their identity, who they
mhm,
truly are. So
mhm.
our solar plexus has been blocked for a long time. And let's
Yeah.
not even talk about the heart. The
Mhm.
broken heart
Oh yeah,
program has been there for so long, and it's
yeah.
part of what came a few weeks ago. We need to work on our heart and the idea of broken heart, repair the heart. All
Yeah,
of the songs, all of the movies, everything is about broken heart.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah. I learned this really. Well, I learned it later in life, but I realized that we're programmed to chase the love that hurts,
Yes. To
and
give it the connotation of hurt,
yeah,
pain, suffering.
yeah, and that's the love, like that. That's how you feel love, and I realized that unfortunately after divorce and many amazing relationships ending, it's like, well, like, oh, because I was looking for the love that hurts. Well, the love that
Mm-hmm.
hurts is toxic. The love that you build
Exactly.
on, that
Exactly.
you honor each other, that's the real love. And it's like, oh,
Yes.
but growing up in our society, it's like, that's not passionate. I was looking for this kind of,
Programming is deep, believe
yeah.
me.
And
Yeah,
then
it takes a
later in
little
life,
while.
you're like, fuck, like,
Yeah, yeah.
wow. Yeah, it's pretty,
And
yeah.
so, yes, I do think that the unblocking of the seven chakras, the
Mhm,
reconnecting to the 13, both
mhm,
through time and space and through the astrology, are both super key
yeah,
for us to move forward. That's why the Mayan cosmology, we follow 13 moons,
yeah.
13 day wave spells,
Hmm.
the 13 signs, sidereal or
Yeah,
constellational astrology. And so that's our way of reconnecting with the 13.
yeah,
And it's what we've been inviting our audience to do.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So do
Amazing.
you have any more slides you want to share? Any
Yeah,
other things before we start wrapping up?
yeah. I want to show you something. Just again, like connecting through. Well, here's something you said. You said something about India, and I was like, I remember putting this in.
So many serpents. Yeah, all of the look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what we should tap in on really quick? This
What's that?
this here.
Oh yes, you mentioned about the other
Yeah.
galaxy. Absolutely. Let's go there. Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm from astronomy, right?
Yeah.
So being from astronomy first, well, I was always kind of mystic, but I was in astronomy. When you go out into, and I was part of astronomy clubs. I have huge telescopes, cameras. So I go to what's called star parties, and I go there, and these guys are science minds, and you're working with this equipment, and it's all scientific, and so
Yeah.
you can't go in there and be like, "Hey, Ophiuchus, Virgo, the goddess." They know, like, astrology
Yeah.
and astronomy is so divorced. I
Yes.
would come in there and
Unfortunately.
be like,
Not anymore. We are the bridge.
yeah. And I'd come in there and be like, no, but you couldn't be a physician without being an astronomer first, astrologer. So I knew all this. So I always, when I find something mystic or something stands out to me through the symbology, I always find the science foundation. I don't go too crazy with it. I just go, where is it in science so that I can look at what they're looking at. And we're talking about the Galactic Center, and basically cut all the esoteric words out. The
Yeah.
Galactic Center is a place where some other beings that are more divine than us come from. That's basically what the summary is. If you were to,
Wouldn't even call it more divine, because I think that an aspect of ourselves is also
uh,
in those dimensions.
yeah,
So there are also 13 dimensions we work with. And I think an aspect of ourselves is already in that divine place. We're all divine, but we're now feeling small and disconnected. But
yeah,
we're all divine. But yes, we can
yeah,
reconnect to that part of ourselves, the aspect of ourselves, to exit or to ascend.
yeah. Basically, yeah. That's a good point. It's they say the gods come from there. Basically, every religion says the gods come from there, and then we go, "Hey, where's there?" And every religion goes there, and it's where Galactic Center,
Yes.
Roma, Shibaba. It goes on and on and on.
Everybody. Yeah.
There's another religion even too, like it's called the Mormons.
Yeah.
The Mormons have a star that say is the origins of divinity. I
Yes.
researched, of course. Where is Kolob? It's called Kolob. Kolob
How
is
do you spell it?
Kolab.
Okay.
Kolob is assumed to be SGRA star. Well, SGRA is a pulsar that's in the galactic center.
Ah,
Of course. I said it even before. I was sitting at a dinner party, and I said it even before. And the guy goes, "Wow, I wonder if that's my religion too." I said, "I'm going to tell you before you even tell me the star, I'm going to tell you where it is." He goes, "Okay, let's look it up." And we start doing Google, ChatGPT, and he was like, "Kolab's in the galactic center." So anyway, so what's going on there? What's going on there? What's going on there? Well, 1994, we discovered that there's another galaxy merging with our galaxy exactly at that point of the galactic center. It's called the Sagittarius Dwarf Galaxy.
wow.
It's coming into our galaxy. Discovered 1994. And then there's another little galaxy discovered 2003. So somehow the ancients knew because it's marked with a pulsar, and I'll try to turn you on to something about pulsars. But pulsars are beacons of navigation beacons for celestial travelers because they're perfect timekeepers. So
Right.
SGRA is in the galactic center, pulsing, marking a point, which we believe is the point of where another portal is. This portal,
Wow.
Sagittarius Dwarf Galaxy, it's coming into our galaxy, but it's emerging right now. It's happening.
And how can you find this? Can you find it in a stellarium when you look for this?
You could Stellarium. You can find SGRA. I use another software. You should try to get a hold of that. It's called SkyX by Software Bisque. Usually, when
Okay.
you order a Celestron telescope, you get
Oh,
the
okay.
software for free. It's called SkyX Lite. Because I have telescopes, I have SkyX Professional. You can
Wow. I only have a cheap one. But
Stellarium, yeah. So
I'm an
believe it or not,
amateur.
when you type in SGRA in Stellarium, I don't think it even comes up because this is another a suppression thing. It's like, how can you?
Well, I'll be looking for it. And so this tells me that this could be the connection to this interstellar object coming into
Yeah,
our.
yeah,
Because at some point, just about a month ago or less, there were 17 of
yeah,
those comets or whatever they are within our solar system. And
yeah.
now there are about 4 of them. We have Swan, Lemon, Three-Eye Atlas,
Oh,
and
yeah,
another one, and they're all around the Earth at this
yeah.
point.
I think if you get into, I only read one of his book, the Zachariah Sitchin book with the Anunnaki.
Yeah.
Talks about that what
Nibiru?
Nibiru has
Nibiru.
a big elliptical orbit of 30 something thousand, whatever the story is. But when it comes, we can't see it for whatever reason. But when it does come, it will bring with it before and after a bunch of comets. So
Yes.
when you start seeing comets just appear, then that's a sign. So how do you
Yes.
know comets are just appearing? Well, they give it the names, the names, the scientific names. They have
Yeah.
a number and then the year and the month that they're discovered.
Yes.
Start to notice these are just discovered. Some of them are just discovered 2 weeks to 2 months within the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's really scary because how are you going to have an asteroid that big that just gets discovered 3 weeks ago? And it's
I don't
past.
think it's scary. I think this is the moment we've all been waiting for. And
Yeah,
this
yeah.
reminds me of wormwood. They even talk in the Bible about wormwood. When wormwood appears, and wormwood
Wormwood?
to me is wormwood, the plant. It's an
Oh,
Artemisia
wormwood.
plant, wormwood.
Yeah. Okay.
So when wormwood appears in the sky, and the last colors of Three-Eye Atlas were green as well.
Oh,
So I
wow.
feel that there are many prophecies coming to this point. I've been looking at the Hopi prophecies as well,
Oh,
Navajo prophecies, and many of them, not to even mention the Mayan prophecy, which we just went through a big convergence
mhm.
just a few days ago. So I think
Oh,
we're in the period for the next few weeks, maybe months, of what we were intending to see at the moment of ascension or the quantum shift that
wow.
we're going through. So super exciting to be at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Absolutely exciting. I don't think there's anything to be fearful about.
yeah. This could be that the breathing of these two galaxies. I mean, the merging of galaxies. They breathe, right? So,
If anything, we had a beautiful conversation with the ascended master Zach, and he said, "You know what?" Because I said, "So what are we meant to do over these next few days in October when everything is happening?" And he said, "This has been planned for eons,
oh yeah,
eons.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
so long in the making, and all you need to do is enjoy it in wonder and awe. Enjoy the fireworks, because that's what it is like. People are taking beautiful pictures of those comets. Have you
yeah.
seen any of them
Oh
around
yeah. Seen some
circulating?
photos. Yeah,
Super beautiful.
yeah. I feel like I need to get out and take some photos too.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
I've been chasing Lemon. I don't have a good camera for it, but
yeah.
we've been able to locate it. Yeah.
This is something
Right.
that we should turn your people on to, the photon belt as
The
well.
photon belt and the 26,000 year cycle,
Yeah.
which I talk a lot about when it comes to the Mayan cosmology.
Okay. Yep. Because that's the half of that is the 13.
Mm-hmm.
2012, the 13 Baktun, it said that our sun had entered in the 2000 years of light, the photon belt part.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And
Crazy.
just on the 14th, 15th of October, we came to 13 Baktun, point
Yeah.
zero 13 years since
Okay.
that moment. So we did another 13 reset on
Oh,
that, on the 14th of October. That's why it was so big. And we put so many videos out there
wow.
for the convergence.
That's,
So
yeah. And it's,
we've entered the spiral. I feel like we came from a big
yeah.
spiral
Yep.
and we reached the 0 point, and now we're going to start spiraling out from
Yep.
this moment on.
Yep. Yeah. And it's tied in with the Pleiades. You see Alcyon's in the middle, the Grand Central Sun. I mean, so all this stuff's tied in also in the photon belt. Where does it hit? The galactic center.
The
So
galactic center.
it's like what's this is the like literally convergence of the galaxy, Sagittarius, the portal, the photon belt. Um,
And you will see it now. If you're paying attention, the US government is still shut down.
Yeah, yeah.
The financial system is about to blow up because gold and silver have already reached their maximum highs. And when that happens, they said once silver reached $50, that's the collapse of the banking system. So we're about to start seeing that process as well.
Wow. Yeah. Well, let me show you one more thing. I mean, this is what I discovered in Egypt. This is in the movie.
Yes, share this. This is amazing. Yes.
Yeah, so in Dendera Temple, we know about the circular zodiac. A lot of people have heard about that.
Can you maximize this picture? Maybe go down to sharing the presentation so people can appreciate the full, because this is exciting. Exactly. This is so cool.
So here is
yeah, that's good.
Here's what a lot of people know you can find online. Let me see. Let me get a good image. Well,
yeah, that's good.
This one's good, right? So there's the Dendera zodiac broken down. You can see the zodiac symbols here. So you have Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, the crab, Leo, Virgo, Libra, the scales, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. And right between Scorpio and Sag, we all know Ophiuchus. So here he is, a god on the throne with a rod. And here's another image of that. So you see Scorpio, Sag, Ophiuchus, right?
Right.
Another image, you can see the zodiac symbols are here. This is a real thing. I was there myself. I went there. Here it is. Here's the god on the throne where my mouse is. Here's Libra.
And this is ancient Egypt?
Yeah, this is ancient. It's the Temple of Dendera.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Capricorn sea goat. Yeah, this is it right here. I'm there. This is my photograph.
Wow.
Not only that, I discovered this. So I'm with an Egyptologist, and you can see here this Scorpio as a Sagittarius here. If I have a better image, you'll see
that one is brilliant.
Yeah, you'll see Scorpio here, right? Let me do this. Let me get this going again a little better. From current slide. Hang on a second. Yeah, let's see. Scorpio here on the right.
Yes.
Sagittarius here on the left.
Yep.
Below is this black square. So many people still to this day don't even recognize this. So just so you know, the Temple of Dendera has been completely renovated and cleaned. The only part that's not clean is this one little square. So I'm there with the Egyptologist with my camera, and I'm saying there's got to be something here because I'm here to research the 13th sign, which is between Scorpio and Sag. There's got to be something here. You see my camera is moving around, and I'm thinking it's maybe this baboon or this something. But he goes, oh, well, this decans, this is the 13th decan. And I said, what are the odds that the 13th decan is the only one that's not clean, that's hidden from
obscured?
It's obscured, yeah. And he's like, oh, they forgot to clean it. I said, there's no way they forgot to clean it. It's the temple, and it's a serpent-headed god on a solar arc. And it's like, and here it is, 13th decan. Sepikanu. Because he's writing a book on the Dendera Temple, of photography book. So
beautiful.
Yeah, this was in the movie, and I'm like, how does no one talk about this?
And you know what I'm seeing is interesting is that the bottom row, they're on boats. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if they're navigating the Milky Way, the galactic center.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, if you look here, see here, this is the goddess. Sometimes they call her Nut.
Nut, yeah.
She is the arc of the stars. So she's said here to be eating the sun. So it's now going to be eaten by Nut, and you're gonna go what's called the Amduat, the Sea of Stars. You have to traverse through the silver arc, and that's where you get Ra in the arc, and he goes through the night, and you have to go through the 12 gates. Each gate's guarded by a serpent, and you have to slay the serpent to open the door. This is story is. And at the end of Newt, I don't know if I have it here. At the end, I'm at the end here. At the end, she gives birth to you. So the sun, this winged disc becomes a scarabaeus beetle and comes out of her womb at the end. And that's the story. It's a new day. So you're born to a new day.
To be reborn.
Be
And
reborn.
you know, one of the things I'm researching now, because I've been going into astronomy and all of that,
Yeah.
is the constellations that the Mayan used to follow.
Mhm.
Many of them were on the Milky Way. It's not so
Yes.
much only the constellations we follow, but the ones on the Milky Way, same as the pre-Incan civilization. They were also following and gave names to different constellations and stars within the Milky Way, you know, on that band.
And I heard they also worked with the dark areas of the Milky Way. I know one
Yes.
of them is called the Dark Rift, but there's some other ones I don't know the names of them, but it's
So
the
around the dark rift,
yeah.
there are many. So they had names for all of them. I want to put a video together. Maybe I'll invite you to
Yeah.
collaborate on that, because it's super interesting as well. And he's inviting us to look at the sky, at the true sky,
Mhm.
and see what else is there that has been guiding us, but we haven't been connected to. We've been completely disconnected, unaware, on our phone, on our screens. But
Yeah.
I think this is the moment. All of those comets, let's call them
Yeah.
comets, are here to tell us, hey, why don't you look up and see what you can find?
Yeah. This is
So this
yeah,
is fascinating. It's so
yeah,
brilliant to have you here.
thank you.
I hope that we can collaborate more. And
Yeah.
so, what would be your final message for the people here? What is the invitation for those that are still on the fence, thinking about Western astrology, tropical astrology, sidereal astrology, Vedic
I made a
astrology?
recent comment in my Facebook group. Um, you have a door in front of you, and you have a code to get through it. You want to get through it. So you're going to enter the inaccurate code or the accurate code. It's up to you. The inaccurate code will not open the door, and you will stay in this comfortable prison that we've created.
In
Or
this 3D
yeah,
reality.
some people like it. Hey, I
It's
mean,
probably
good for
yeah,
them.
and maybe the 13 is the code to go to 5D, maybe
Yeah,
to new earth.
and
And it's free will. So if anything, this experience on the earth is about free will. You choose what you want.
so you choose. And of course, it's hard. The test to get out is hard because if you study the story of Ophiuchus, they don't want you leaving this cycle. They want you
Yes.
staying in the cycle. Then you can get into conspiracy theories about harvest and energy,
Yes. I would.
aliens, and all the shit. But you want to get through that door, ideally, right? Because you ask someone, "Hey, when you die, where do you go?" They go, "Heaven." Where's heaven? Up there. What else is there? Stars. Okay, right? Keep it real simple. Okay, so if that's the stars, well, why not study them accurately,
Yes. Bring
right?
heaven to earth.
What?
Reconnect. Yeah,
Why not?
so we're part of them and they're part of us. I think that is the final teaching, that we are all so interconnected, but we feel so separate from the stars, so separate from the trees, so separate from each other, but we're
Yeah,
all interconnected. And I think that is my experience when I saw Imhotep was something very similar to that, about the interconnectedness of everything.
mm,
So I'll tell you more about it. So
yeah.
where can people find you if they want to
Well,
follow you?
yeah, go
Anything you want
to
to share?
learn siderealastrology.com. That's one of my websites. Siderealastrologist.com is another website. The Facebook group. You're on my Facebook group. Yeah.
That's how I found you, through Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sidereal Revolution. It's a
Okay.
pretty active group. And then if you have $3, go to Amazon. Code 12, the movie. You can stream it for $3.
Oh, I have to
And
check it out. Yes.
about breaking out of the Matrix. And there's a great I can't believe I'm in that movie. There's like Greg Braden is in there, Nassim Harriman is in there. Uh, man, it's all these amazing, like William Henry's in there. Like I'm like,
Brilliant.
really? I'm in this movie? Like,
Of course you deserve to be there. You're the representation of Ophiuchus. That's what you were doing there.
yeah. So we talk about Ophiuchus, the sign, my time in Egypt. And it was produced by the woman who used to run Gaia TV. She's the
Oh,
content
right.
creator there.
Okay.
So she went
Well,
off and we created this. So yeah,
well, thank you so much for
you're
accepting
welcome.
our invitation to share your knowledge, your wisdom, all these amazing journeys that you've been doing. And we hope to have you back very soon.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you again. In Lakesh, I'm another you.